because we don't know the full workings of the human brain at the moment.
Well, I mean, if you stop and think about it, it's like Nancy, she even said it. It's like it controls your immune system,
Mhm.
your hormones, your digestion, sleep. You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
it is true. It's very, very complex machinery, and we just don't know all of it. And I really think that science should be investing more research into the gray matter within the thalamus. Um, you know,
Mhm.
you hear people always talking about the cerebellum this and the cerebellum that, but freaking dude, if you want to do real research in that field, they need to be focusing on the thalamus because that is the most interesting part of the brain. It really is.
Don't know if there isn't enough research. I don't know. I have not read any papers on the subject.
Well, the fascinating part about it to me is that it's it, it's electric too. You know what I mean? Everything is electric.
Mm.
It's not just chemical; it's electrical. So, and then like the connections, the way that the brain interacts it's amazing how much they've tried to simulate that when it comes to computer science. Like
Mm.
it is just complete. And I know me and you were talking about like biological intelligence.
Mm.
That right there, that right there blows me out of the water because that goes straight into eugenics. It literally does. It's just straight
Can do.
eugenics.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, because see, when I first started getting into the whole concept between what's the difference between eugenics and genetics, it was explained to me that the main difference between eugenics and genetics is this: when it comes to like genetically modifying or creating something new, genetics believes that, like, say if you genetically recreate a human being, you'll create a being with a fresh blank freaking mind. Okay. Now, eugenics doesn't want to believe that. They want to create a genetically freaking brand new human body or anybody with the memories retained from the former original model. You know what I mean?
Okay. I'm not so sure if I agree. I take it much back down to a much more fundamental point. Eugenics is a man-made concept, and genetics is a natural.
Well, let's be serious. You know what I was talking about. You know, come on, dude.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, but yeah, I'm going to take a much more fundamental stance on this one.
Well, eugenics, by all accounts, eugenics is actually on a having a comeback now. Like a lot of the things people say that are unfounded just mysteriously seem to be popping up in freaking technology now. There's a lot of technology using it, like facial recognition. I talked to you about that. That's 100% freaking eugenics. As a matter of fact, the guy who coined
No. There's no manipulation of man-made manipulation of genetics. There, it's just pattern recognition.
that's dude, eugenics. Okay, is what I was talking about. Like when it comes to facial
Yeah,
recognition,
yeah. Facial recognition is just pattern recognition.
right?
How close the eyes are, where the nose is, where the nose is in proportion to facial structure.
You know about the guy who coined the term freaking eugenics, right? Huh?
You have to remind. It's something in the back of my head saying I do, but you'd have to remind me.
Francis Galton.
Yeah, that makes sense, I think.
Yeah, so he was the cousin of Charles Darwin. Okay, and
Yeah.
he he's the one who formulated the concept of to describe the study of and the social control over agencies that could improve or repair the racial quality of future generations. Now, he introduced the term in his book, Inquiries into Human Faculty and Its Development. Now, when you look at his career, okay, he actually had this theory where he could actually figure out who was a criminal just by the look on their faces, their facial gestures, or the way they carried themselves.
Yeah, I recognize this theory. Yeah.
No, I mean this is actually he actually believed this stuff. Okay.
Yeah. I have some understanding of this theory.
Now, when ever since then to this day, freaking people who are into genetics and into science have been trying to squash this theory for quite some time, and they have repeatedly failed to do it because it keeps cropping up and becoming popular. No matter how many times they try to discredit this stuff, they keep coming up with it keeps coming out and becoming popular. Like, have you ever heard of people rubbing somebody's head and trying to determine what kind of a person they are because of the bumps in their head?
Yeah, there's a scientific term for that.
Phonology or something like that.
Phonology, yeah, it could be.
Phonology. Let me see. I'll see if I can pull it up.
Could be. Yeah.
Hold up. Galton is probably now. It says that phonology is a scientific study of timing of recurring biological events in the life cycles of plants and animals.
Okay.
Galton's photo theory. Let me see. Yeah, I'll ask him what's Galton's. I wish I still had my notes. I had all this stuff at one time. His photo theory is formally known as composite photography, developed in the 1870s. It was his attempt to use the medium of photography as a scientific tool to visualize human types and heredity. Now, Galton created these images by layering multiple exposures of different people onto a single photograph plate. By aligning the eyes of each subject and giving them equal exposure time, the individual idiosyncrasies would blur away, leaving behind a sharp, dark, average face that Galton believed represented the central type of that person. His main goal.
Sorry, it just reminded me of I used to tell about people with the eyes are murderers.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. You hit it right on the nose.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. That's what his goal was. He wanted to find visual proof of his theories. Now, he had the criminal type. Now where he layered photos of convicts to see if a criminal's face existed. He eventually noted that the process actually made them look less villainous. As the common humanity prevailed other individual irregularities. Now, the way I usually say it is, when he did all this, it actually made the criminals, when they blended these photos together, it made them look better. Okay, it wasn't the way people perceived the what the ultimate criminal would look like. You know what I mean?
So this is like that sort of getting two celebrity photographs, mixing them up, and predicting that what the offspring would look like.
Or look at the artificial intelligence thing. That the what they do is they take these images, they blend them together, and they come up with this female. You know what I mean? The way that you want her to look and everything like that. You know, that's the thing, and they are actually starting to use facial recognition. They're wanting to use it with criminals so that they can look at their faces, and when they're asking them questions, they can determine if they're lying or not.
I'm not sure if I know anything about this, but this sort of reminds me of the polygraph tests, which are they still legally? Can you still use them in court cases in the US?
I don't know. I know they're using.
I know it's always been a no in Britain. It's always been considered unreliable evidence.
Now, he also goes on with medical diagnosis. He created compositives of patients with tuberculosis to try to identify a physical predisposition to the disease. So he believed that if he could put all of these images together, it would show you what a person with tuberculosis would look like.
Okay.
So...
I'm not sure. I've never seen anybody with TB. Again, TB is so rare these days, even though due to the issue of migration into Britain, there has been reports about TB being on the rise again.
Yeah. Well, he actually, now the thing about the AI stuff that I was mentioning, the thing of it that really gets weird is like he also made composites of those he considered fit, such as like Royal Engineers and Westminster schoolboys, and that was in order to like visualize health and talent. Okay. And that's my, and this is all eugenics. This is actually the guy who coined eugenics. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So that's where I come from when I'm talking about like facial recognition and everything. Like it's on a comeback. Eugenics is a big part of freaking like AI and computer science.
Again, I'm not sure if I can agree with that point because facial recognition is just pattern recognition.
That's exactly what they're doing, dude.
Yeah,
I just explained
eugenics.
I just explained to you pattern recognition before computers were even invented, dude.
yeah, but is it a form of
yeah.
I suppose it depends on what it's been used for.
You could use computers to enforce eugenics. Hi, gentlemen.
Yeah,
hey,
agreed. That's what I meant.
I mean, I get a kick out of you because like I just literally freaking explained to you the whole process before freaking computers were even.
But again, you can't really say facial recognition is closely tied or intertwined with eugenics.
How can you not say that?
But it could be. There's a lot of possibilities there, gentlemen. This could be a vast untapped resource for eugenicists.